Today we have an unboxing video of Thunder Road Vendetta Maximum Chrome by Restoration Games. Hi, I'm Kevin Baker and you're watching Shangri-La, my YouTube channel for tabletop board games, birding, and other educational videos. Please like and subscribe, as this video is not sponsored by the good folks at Restoration Games. In fact, this is another one of the games that I borrowed from my friend Michael Perry of Roofs Done Right. If you need your roof repaired or replaced in Palm Beach or Martin counties, please reach out to Michael and tell him Shangri-La sent you. That's Roofs Done Right. Okay, so what we have here is not just Thunder Road Vendetta, but it's also a whole gazillion different expansions. The Big Rig Final 5 expansion, the Carnage at Devil's Run expansion, the Chop Shop expansion, the German Engineering expansion, the Crew Leader, and the Extra Ammo. If you've never played Thunder Road, I've played it, the base game twice. It's sort of like Formula D meets the original Death Race 2000 without the nudity. Okay, so this game is for ages 10 and up, players 2 to 5, takes 30 to 75 minutes. Okay, and so we have the base game in the library, and who knows, we may have to buy some expansions if we like the expansions. So the one of our board members owns the base games, that's why it's already in our library. And so the next Flamingo Con, the exciting news is that Flamingo Con number 28 will be in Broward County. Yes, Flamingo Con is expanding to Broward County, Florida. Not just going to be a Palm Beach County convention any longer. So May 17th, coming up very soon, at the Johnny L. Tigner Community Center in Deerfield Beach. So they will have D&D, they will have Warhammer, and they will also have one of my favorite social deduction games, Blood on the Clock Tower. So come on out to Deerfield Beach and join us for a full day of board gaming. And then June 7th, just a few days later, we're going to do it all again in Palm Beach County at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach, Florida. So come on out there for a full day of board gaming. And if you're a board game designer and would like your board game to be given away as a play to win, please reach out. Okay, let's check out Maximum Chrome. So they attach a whole extra thing on the back with all the expansions. Will they all fit back in the box? We shall see. So, in the box, we have one nice rule book. I like trays that actually hold their items in place. So, this is a good box insert. And this one is a box insert without anything. We've got cards, more cards, more cards. We've got dice. We have a special die that has flaming skulls on it. We'll figure out how to use all of this. Other special dice. If you get too close to another vehicle, you have to roll this die and to see whether you're going to land on top of the vehicle or the bottom vehicle or the top vehicle, and then to see if you're shooting at another vehicle. You can see you can shoot at the mid-size vehicle and hit it if you get a mid-size. hit this one with a mid or a small size, or hit any vehicle size. As in the game you have multiple vehicles that you're racing simultaneously on your team, and some of them may need to be sacrificed if they don't move fast enough. And so this die shows if you're staying on the road when you finish your move, how far additional you get to go. You can also go off to the sides, but then you risk getting bumped off the road. And so this shows some additional dice. See, this shows what happens when you bump into another vehicle. So your vehicle is the solid one in the center, and then the other vehicle is where the other vehicle goes. So you could, if you're in the edge and you hit a vehicle, you may knock it completely off, or you may get sent off. So, and I like games where you don't have to share dice. Each player has dice of their own color. So that is a good thing. And more cards. And then one more box insert. And more game components. And then one final box insert that is flat. So I will open up all of these and let's see what we find. So this is the part of the fire starter. Interesting. And we have Bumpo the Clown, the Bumpmeister. There's characters. Ms. Betty the Tinkerer. She is bringing the bling. After drafting upgrades, draw an extra upgrade card. Your large car can have 2 upgrades. So this is the control panel that is part of how you maneuver your vehicles. These are some little oil slicks and some stars. We'll figure out what those are for. More characters. Abigail the Street Sergeant. She's missing an eye, so clearly she's been at this game a while. Okay, so she's got special powers. We have Asha, the Road Mistress, looking very cool in her shades. Some more oil slicks. When you go on an oil slick, you may slide off into a random direction. Okay. We've got the Prophet. And, like I said, Death Race 2000, we've got Machine Gun Joe. Is that a coincidence? There's a Machine Gun Joe, Viterbo, in Death Race 2000. So, clearly, an homage. Okay, you also don't want to end up on a landmine, but that can happen and your car can just blow up. So, let's see what we have left. We have Cruft, the Scrap Merchant. We've got the Marksman. Okay, Vince Vamp, the Nitromancer. Not like a necromancer, it's a nitromancer. Basically, use nitro to make your car go faster. Like nitrous oxide. Okay. Chris Crash, the fastest of the fast. It's like a kid that doesn't know any better. More mines to hit. Okay. Some more stars. And these are extras with nothing on the other side. So you either run over, you flip it over and you turns out to be nothing, or who knows, maybe you can even customize it. Now, put these back in the box for a second to show you the other really nice game components. So you can, each person takes the vehicles of a specific color, and you have a small vehicle, a mid-sized vehicle, a large vehicle, and you can also attack each other with helicopters like they did in Death Race 2000. Okay. So we have small, medium, and large. And there's got the same color, same kinds of cars, but in green. This is interesting. Apparently this is some sort of train. Well, it's got to be part of one of the expansions. So these are wrecks. So basically, if there is wreckage on the road, you can end up crashing into wreckage, and that's not a good thing. Play as white team, the red team, and the yellow team has motorcycles, which is interesting. The motorcycles are not part of the base game. That's everything that goes into this truck. Okay, so those are some very nice components. So we'll take those and we'll slide those off. Let's see what we have in this huge block of cardboard. Now, here we have, this is just one sheet that went on the back to explain what the different expansions were. And we have quakes, we have garbage piles. So basically these are different things that are on the board, and you don't know what they are until you run them over and find out. Which is risky. Okay, so we have, this is part of the Big Rig expansion. So that is a different control panel. And these are the actual roads. So the neat thing about this game is that you have a road segment, so the vehicles are on the road. And then when vehicles would reach the end of the road, the end of the road, then a new road segment comes out, and then they make their way across. And if they make it off another road segment, if there are still vehicles that haven't kept up and they're on the trailing road segment, when they need to add another road segment over there, this road segment goes away and the vehicles that are on the last road segment can be out of the game. So you got to keep up or you'll lose one of your vehicles, or maybe all your vehicles. So there are double-sided road segments, depending on the race. This one is called the choke, because on this one you cannot drive onto this area. Those are rocks. You can drive it in the sand. You want to stay on the roadway because that is the fastest possible route, and this is a race after all. You're trying to make it to the end of the race. Okay. This one is the rumble strip. Ooh. Apparently those are jumps. I didn't see any jumps in the base game. That is very, very cool. We have Chapter 7B is the War Zone. So, we'll have to see what these light blue patches are. Maybe they're ice, maybe they're water. I'm betting on ice. Chapter 8B, the Serpent's Tongue. More jumps. Ooh, radioactive waste spills, just like in my favorite game, Robo Rally, with contamination. So you probably do want to jump over the radioactive waste and not go through the radioactive waste. You probably get harmed by going through fire as well. Those vehicles do not react well to being engulfed in flame. This is the Ring of Fire. So, this is the Ring of Fire. So you've got to make your way around there. That is on the back of the Scorcher, even more fire. So that is just crazy. How do you, so basically you really need to stay on that road. And we have the Boneyard. And on the back of this is the Glass Oasis. Okay. So maybe those are water spots instead of ice. Okay. So these are the normal control pads. So if you have extra dye that you haven't put elsewhere, you can put it on here and coast one extra spot. So each person gets a small, medium, and large control pad, plus the main control pad where you can do an airstrike. So that's where you use your helicopter, your chopper on any space, and then shoot with it. You can use the nitro. So if you roll any dot, you can put it on the airstrike. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you can put it on the nitro. And if you roll a 6, you can repair damage. You actually have to have at least one working vehicle in order to be able to repair damage to another vehicle. If all your vehicles are completely destroyed, then you are out. Okay, 3 through 5, you can drift. Okay, so you can, drifting is ignore the first slam your car would have this turn. Interesting. So those are the small, medium, and large control pads. So basically you would get that one locks into that one, locks into that one, locks into this one. So you have that in front of you. Then you would put damage beneath it. So these are the normal types of road elements. So it looks like this when it's on the road, and it goes on top of the spaces that have triangles, and they don't get flipped over until somebody trips over them. But it can turn out to be just normal road. It can turn out to be a dirt patch like that. Dirt patches slow movement, and more dirt. It can also turn out to be a mine where you just blow up, which happens. Okay, so it can be one of the wrecks, which is, this is one of the wrecks. So if there's a wreck on that space, you take this away and you put the wreck in that space. Or you can turn it over and it turns out to be an oil slick. Okay, so this is part of the base game. These are different road elements in the base game. Then you have the control panels for blue, control panel for white. At some point, you will reach a scenario that triggers the end, and then this will be placed at the end, and no more boards will come out, and then the first person to reach the end will be the winner of the race. So there's control panels for those, and control panels for blue, and then the control panels for orange. Now, when your vehicles get shot by each other or the helicopter, you will then draw damage. So there'll be a pile of these damage tokens. So it could be blast off. So you'll roll both of those dice and do what it says. You can be dazed. So it's 1 plus that, and this is multiplied. So that's interesting. So if you are dazed, that's even more effect. Okay, so you can have shrapnel. You can skid. Just normal damage. It's just a dent, but still too many dents and your vehicle stops working. And those are the components of Thunder Road Vendetta Maximum Chrome. Okay, that is very exciting. Well, I hope to see you all at the next Flamingo Con. Be well. And thank you again to Michael Perry of Roofs Done Right. If you need your roof done in Palm Beach or Martin County, please reach out to Michael and tell him Shangri-La sent you. So thank you for loaning me the game to do an unboxing. Okay, I've read through the rules, and I will go through a general overview of how to play the game. Just the regular game, not all the expansions. You can add on the expansions and make it even more interesting, but let's get the general play down first. You start off with 3 of the tracks, so you still need a substantial size table to see 3 tracks. They fit together nicely. You put the road hazards on each of the double triangles. So you shuffle them up face down and then cover each of the triangles with its own hazards. You don't know what's underneath each one, so that will be a nice surprise. You align all of the cars in the starting area, just off the starting area of the board. And in this example, we're going to use two of the base game setup teams, the blue team and the orange team. So you have your control panels, and then the large, medium, and small, and your control panel, and your large, medium, and small for the orange. Now, both players will simultaneously roll their dice, and the lowest sum is the one that will go first. So clearly this is 12, which is much lower than 15. So the blue team will go first. Then the blue team will then roll the road die. So if you do your entire turn staying on the roadway, so that's this area on the roadway, then you get to go one extra space. The road die has 1, 2, or 3 on it for extra movement that you get as a bonus for staying on the road. So that is a 2. So then there's going to be no shooting in the first round. You got to get all of the cars onto the track first. But what you'll do is you will assign the dice to the tracks. So first, you can choose to move your small, medium, or large cars. So what you do is you then assign a die. Say I'm going to move the small one first. You put that one on there. And then you can put one of your dice onto your control panel. If you wanted, there's no point in doing an airstrike yet with the helicopter because there's nothing to shoot. You can use the numbers 1 through 3 for a nitro. So let's do a nitro of 3. And then what will happen is we'll move the small blue vehicle a total of 5 spaces. And when moving, you can move into any of the 3 spaces that are in the front arc of the vehicle. So the blue small one can start anywhere along here. And let's say he starts over here. He does 1, 2, and so he's still on the road the whole time, so we can go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the orange will make a move, and the orange is going to do a, let's go 5 for the large vehicle. And so it's going to start over here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he is still on the road, so he gets the 3 bonus. So he's going to move onto the, well, instead of moving onto the road hazard, he's going to choose to move into the mud. It takes 2 movement to move into the mud. So that is 1, 2, and then 1 movement to move in the dirt. So the large orange is now over there. After you make your moves, you slide the die down into the end of turn to show that you've actually used that die. Then it would be back to blue. So blue going to move a large vehicle here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spent the whole time on the road, and this time is going to attempt to go onto the road hazard and find out what the hazard is. So it flips over the road hazard. Hey, blue gets lucky, and it's just a plain road space. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, orange should have taken a better risk. So then we'll slide that down there because it's been used. And then we'll take the small vehicle for orange. It wants to go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it's going to, since he stayed on the road, I think I did 3. I was doing 3 for the road die. So we'll do 3 for everybody. So that was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There, everybody's equal. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Now, what happens is very interesting. So there is a car that is in the front arc of that orange small vehicle. So they get to shoot. They get to roll the shooting die. So that hits the small and the mid-size. So failed to hit the large vehicle, so no damage. Okay. So now that was the small orange, so that gets over here. And then the last one is the medium blue. It's going to go 2. So 1, 2. Slide that down. And we're going to go here and then nitro on here. So that's a total of 5 for the mid-size orange. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then has 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So everybody has moved and done their shooting if they can. And then that would end that round. I said there wasn't supposed to be any shooting in the first round, and I forgot about that, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so that is round 1. Then you would clear off your dice. This denotes the first player. So then you re-roll and re-roll. Oops. And then orange wants to go 6 with the small. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Road hazard, still open road. 4, and then 5, and that is mud, so that gets stuck there for 5 and 6. So that ends the movement. That is not considered to be a road space, it is a mud space. So then blue gets to go. Blue needs some progress on the mid-size car. So we'll go medium on there and nitro it. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, then still on the road, so gets 1, 2, regular road space, and 3. Very nice. So that slides down, that slides down. And orange wants to move the medium car 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another 3 for the road die. 1, 2, 3 into the mud. And that stops there. So it's to enter a mud space, it takes 2 movement. Unless it's your last move, then you can get in there on 1. Okay, so that is orange. And then blue. Let's go 2 on the small guy. 1, 2. And then orange. The large one is going to move 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Did not spend the whole time on the road, so therefore does not get the road bonus. But can do the nitro and go 1 more. And then blue does the last one, goes 1 on the large vehicle, going to here. Okay. And it's fine, and on to the next round. So, blue and orange. Okay, so 2 on the road die. So let's do 4 for the large vehicle. He's going to go 1, 2. Now, so he has now landed after moving 2 on top of the other large vehicle. So what happens now is that there is a slam, and then you roll the slam and the direction die to see who goes where. Now, if one vehicle was larger than the other, they would have the option to choose for a reroll. Just one. Okay, so this shows that the bottom vehicle is going to go back and to the right. So that means here. Okay. And then there's still 2 more movement. So 1, and let's go 2, even though it's not going to be on the road, that's fine. So now it's another slam, so rolling the direction die and the slam die again, and it says the bottom vehicle goes back 1. So you align this in the direction of the track. The center is the vehicle that stays, and the hollow one is the one that moves. So this vehicle goes back 1. Okay, so that is good. Now orange gets to go, and it's going to do the medium vehicle up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's go 5 here. Okay, let the other ones land on the obstacles. And stayed on the road the whole time, so gets to go another 2. 1 hitting this hazard, and that is a mine. So mines are bad. Okay, so this vehicle hit a mine. So when a mine is tripped, you pull a damage. We'll shuffle these up, but first let's explain what the different things are. There's a potential for a skid, where you would skid in the direction shown on the damage. There is blast off, where you would roll the direction die and the stunt die, and then you would jump that many spaces in the direction of the stunt die. There's more skidding. There's dazed. So with this one, first you roll the stunt die to see how far you're going to go, and then you roll the direction die for each step, so you can be dazed and zigzag all over the place. There is shrapnel, where you would roll the direction die and a piece of your vehicle or a piece of the mine would shoot off in that direction, damaging at the first vehicle it hits in that direction. And so if you're lucky, you just get a dent. And so if you get a dent, it takes up one of your 2 damage slots. And if that happens, then that's fine. If you get 1 damage, your car is fine. If you get 2 damage, then your car is inoperable. So we'll shuffle these around, pick one at random, and it is a blast off. So we're going to roll the stunt die and the direction die. And so we're going to go 2 spaces in the back left direction, ignoring any intervening spaces. So this would be 1, 2. And since it landed in an area that is out of bounds, this car is now destroyed. So it is off, and the medium car is out of the game. Now, with a 2-player game, there's 2 ways to win. You can either be the only player with cars that are still operable, or after you make it through 5 tracks, then you'll automatically hit the finish line. So damage gets shuffled back in immediately, so there's the possibility of re-hitting absolutely anything. After a mine has been hit, it is then taken off of the board. The other possible things that could be under there are a wreck, which is one of these. So if you hit a wreck, then there would be a wreck in that spot, which you could slam into or shoot. There could be a new mud spot that slows things down, could be a regular roadway, and could be an oil slick. If you hit an oil slick, you roll the direction die and you slide 1 space in that direction, which doesn't count as one of the move spaces from the die. Okay, so blue now gets to go, and let's take the little guy, wants to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's land on top of there just for fun. And so first we will resolve the slam. So the top car is going to go forward and to the right. That's fine, and is still on a road space, so gets the extra 2 movement. So 1, 2. So that's good. Now orange has we're going to go with the large, wants to move 4, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and since he's behind this car is going to shoot, so rolls the shooting die and gets an any. So therefore the small blue gets a damage and gets another blast off. So let's see where the blast off sends blue. It's going to go 2 spaces forward. So go boom, and then lands here. Because it lands here on another road hazard, this gets flipped over and it turns out to be a regular road. So I was perfectly happy about that. Okay. And then we have the that was shooting for orange, so it's blue's turn. Blue is going to go 4 on the medium and nitro it. Nah, let's do an airstrike just because we can. Okay, so 4 for the medium, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's going to do an airstrike. Now, an airstrike, you can put the helicopter onto any unoccupied space, and it will then take a shot at the vehicle in front of it. If another vehicle stops in a helicopter space, then it automatically dies and is out of the game, even if it is your own helicopter. So that's kind of dangerous. Okay, so the large vehicle is going to take a shot. So it is going to get a dent. The large vehicle now has a dent. Okay. Then the small is going to go 2 and nitro. Nah, let's get some revenge. Airstrike of our own. Okay, so the small is going 2. So 1, okay, must resolve the slam. So the top vehicle is going back and to the left. Okay, so that's here and dies and is now out of the game. So that small vehicle is out. Orange is in deep trouble, but the airstrike is still going to happen, and it's going to come here and take a shot at the little guy who's in the lead. And shrapnel. So let's see what direction the shrapnel goes. It's going to go back and to the right, so hits nothing. That's fine. Oh. But that was a shrapnel. So that is a damage to the little guy. So that goes right on there. Okay, so now we collect the dice. And the road die. Orange gets to go first and is very happy to have rolled 6s. So the first thing that orange is going to do is a repair, along with putting the 6 on the large. Okay, so goes 1, 2, you can go through spaces with helicopters. 3, this space has already been taken care of. 4, 5, 6, and the road die was 1, so 1. Okay, blue wants to go 5 for the mid-size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stayed on the road, so gets to go 1 more. Then orange is going to coast. So if you have extra dice left, you can put a maximum of 1 die at a time on the coast spot. Doesn't matter what the die faces, but you get to go one more space. Okay, then blue is going to, since I played the 6 on repair, this repairs that and that goes away. Okay, so then blue is going to do another airstrike and shoot him again. Okay, so he takes another shot. This time it is a blast off. Now let's do a dazed just because we haven't done a dazed yet. Okay, let's do a dazed instead. So if this was a dazed, the first thing we would do is roll the stunt die. Okay, it's going to go 2 spaces. The first space it's going to go is back 1 space. Okay. And the second space it's going to go is forward and to the outside. It has now been knocked off of the board, and so it is therefore out of the game, and blue wins. Okay, so had there been oil slicks to be found, you would just roll the direction die and slide in that direction. If it had been a wreck, you'd put a wreck there. And so that is a quick playthrough. It ended rather abruptly. It says it can be a longer game, but it doesn't really have to be. If you run into some bad luck, it is kind of a just kind of take it deal. But that is the base version of the game, Thunder Road Vendetta. Okay, a couple more things I should explain. There is the drift on the control panel. If you play drift by rolling a 3, 4, or 5, you could basically go through another car, the first car that you would slam into, without actually slamming into it. As long as, so if blue rolls a 2 with a drift, you could go 1, 2, and not actually slam into the other car. Now, if a car makes it to the end and during the play of the game and would go on to the next board, what you do is you drop off a board off the back. If there were vehicles that were still on the board, they are then out of the game. So this board would go away, the hazards would go there, this board gets flipped over, put into the pile of other boards, and a new board would come out. So you slide everything down, and then you put the next new board in, and then you continue your movement. And for a 2-player game, you would do that. So that was the 4th board. If another player makes it to the end, you lose everyone that's on the last track, and you put in the 5th one, and on a 2-player game, the 5th one, and the finish line. So then once you make it off this board onto the finish line, then you win the game. You also refill all of the hazard spots. And if you have helicopters that were on a board that disappeared, you get your helicopter back and you do get to use it again. So that's a good thing. Preservation of helicopters. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you all at the next FlamingoCon. Be well.